Hi, Congressman Thomas Massie here. I'm the chairman of the Second Amendment Caucus in the U.S. House of Representatives. I wanted to pass an important message to you. This week we're going to be voting on the National Concealed Carry Reciprocity Bill. Normally you should be very excited about this pro-Second Amendment bill. But unfortunately our House leadership has decided to try and combine this bill with another bill called the Fix NICS bill. Now, although this Fix NICS bill was introduced in the Senate by a Republican, it has as its co-sponsors Dianne Feinstein and Chuck Schumer. That gives me a little bit of cause for concern. Reading the bill gives me even more cause for concern. There's $790 million authorized in this bill, nearly $1 billion, as incentives to the states to introduce more names into the NICS database. And there's also provisions in the bill that would penalize the executive branch, the administrations within the executive branch, for instance, the Veterans Administration, Social Security Administration, if they don't provide all of the records into the NICS database that the Attorney General at the time thinks that they should provide. Now, tomorrow is when they're going to combine these two bills. And we get a vote in Congress to actually keep them from doing this. I think that all congressmen should vote not to combine these two bills. And so I'm encouraging my colleagues to vote against this rule that's going to put the two bills together. A lot of people think, well, why are they doing this? And they've been asking me, why would they do this? I think they say they're doing it so that it'll have a better chance of passing in the Senate. In other words, the concealed carry reciprocity will pass in the Senate. Well, folks, if you think that Dianne Feinstein and Chuck Schumer, two of the most anti-gun senators here in Congress, are going to suddenly want to improve your Second Amendment because they get some legislation they've co-sponsored attached to it, then I think you should think again. In fact, one of the other anti-gun Democrats who's on the Senate bill, Fix NICS, his name's Senator Chris Murphy. He says that National Concealed Carry Reciprocity Bill is dead on arrival in the Senate, whether you add Fix NICS to it or not. Let me quote him. Quote, "I don't think there's anybody that opposes the concealed carry provision that's going to vote for the bill because it has Fix NICS on it. I think it's interesting that Republicans feel like they have to. The Republicans are worried about the optics of passing the concealed carry bill without other provisions. But I don't think concealed carry has the votes in the Senate before, and it doesn't now." So, in other words, why don't we believe the Democrats when they tell us that passing their legislation is not going to help get our legislation passed in the Senate? We need to vote no tomorrow on combining these two bills. And then any bill that's got Fix NICS in it deserves a no vote. I didn't come here to vote for any more restrictions on your right to keep and bear arms, and I'm personally afraid that's what this Fix NICS bill does. Otherwise, all these anti-gun senators wouldn't be co-sponsoring it. But I'm interested in your comments. Please leave them in the comment section. I will read all of them and take this into consideration. But right now, folks, I don't see any way that I could vote for Fix NICS. And unfortunately, I can't vote for concealed carry reciprocity if it has Fix NICS in it, this poison pill.